Hey slurs, it's your fave British meatball here with another episode of AFR. Reacts. Today we're watching Unplanned, an anti-Christian film so bad it makes God wish he'd us. If you want to suggest something to react to or have a watch party with me for the next video I film for this series, you can join my Patreon. Before we drag this film for filth, don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video so I know you want to see more. Unplanned says it's based on a true story, but most of it feels like a fever dream about a budget Saw knockoff. So grab a bowl of popcorn and a second bowl to throw up in, and let's watch the movie based on the selling memoir by Abby Johnson that critics are calling disputed. Ouch. The film starts off with this nasty little child creeping into what I can only assume is Caelan eating her sleeping parents.
Boo! You're doing. You better run!
Alarm. It's monster.
They want to paint a picture of a normal white family with dark hair just being cute.
Daddy didn't make the toast right. He cut it into little squares. It's supposed to be into triangles.
Except for the little Renesmee is right. Dad cutting his toast into squares is sick. Probably the most disturbing part of this entire film.
What are you doing?
This is what you call magic.
Which I saw Abby Johnson with the devil.
Mommy, don't go. Why can't you stay home and play with me?
Because mommy has to pay for all the shitty dolls and square toast, you ungrateful little brat. Abby jets off to work, but she takes the scenic route where she can stare at straight white brown-haired couples littering the roads. Representation matters.
I've been asked 1,000 times, were you really so gullible? Were you really so ambivalent, so naive, so foolish? My answer? Yes.
And you still are.
I often find that people don't like my answers. That's understandable, because my story isn't a neat and tidy one, and it doesn't come wrapped up in a pretty red bow.
That's good, because stories never do. I think you're thinking of presence, Abby. Presence. Present. Story. Present. Story.
In fact, it's probably gonna make you squirm a bit.
The big reveal here is that she works at Planned Parenthood. Where babies go to die. A bit into her day, a woman in scrubs says they need her help in the back room.
Hey, Abby. Sorry to bother you, but they need an extra person in the back room. Are you free?
Hey, this abortion is huge, and we need an extra set of hands getting it out.
Even though I'd been with Planned Parenthood for almost 8 years, I'd never been called into the procedure room to help the surgical team with an abortion.
Yeah, this doesn't happen. That's why it hasn't happened. And likely still hasn't happened for a reason. Because little Miss Happy Tweezers over here isn't trained. She just walks her ass in there with her nasty germ paws and her styled hair all loose like she's about to accidentally run into her ex at the grocery store on a Sunday morning so she can bring up that she's engaged now.
I only do ultrasound guided procedures. I want you to hold the probe.
This might be a little cold, okay?
Content warning for like everything to do with gore and abortions, and the first few rows will get wet. Soaked, and it'll be chunky. If I had to describe it in one word, it would be ill.
I'll take my tubing.
This is communist Planned Parenthood, sir. That's our tubing.
Okay, that's better.
Hold
still.
still.
Stay still. Whoa.
Want to get done, don't you?
Okay, up there.
It just moved away from the catheter.
They always move.
Doctors reacting to this have just been like, yeah, Abby, it's gonna move around. It's being sucked into a tube. If Gabby ever saw a kid go down a slide, she'd shit her scrubs like Caitlin Bennett at a birthday party. This doctor, BTW, is not played by an actor, but by Anthony Levitino, a retired obstetrician gynecologist and longtime anti-abortion activist. Also, the only doctor in the world that agreed that this is something that could plausibly happen.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up, Scotty. Definitely a thing that happened. The way they have to make these people seem like literal ghouls in order to make their point.
Beam me up, Scotty.
The way its little claws are like grabbing onto the side of the womb. Oh my God, like Mufasa. Somehow, this nearly boneless, brainless, little human-shaped clump is capable of thinking, planning, and executing an escape from harm. Abby runs from the room screaming and locks herself in the bathroom crying.
Where the hell is she going?
Me when the water won't run clear.
Do you need a doctor?
He is the last person that I want to see right now.
We are sent back in time 8 years and we get to meet teenage Abby. It's a rough 18. Teenager is one backpack. I also like that her hair is styled the same. She just has a little scrunchie in it to show how she's young and has no taste. She's recruited to volunteer by a Planned Parenthood rep who explains that if you're against abortion, helping Planned Parenthood provide safe access to contraceptives will actually reduce the number of abortions that people need to have.
But at Planned Parenthood, our goal is to make abortions rare.
Rare? What do you mean?
Well, by making birth control freely accessible, thousands and thousands of abortions aren't required.
I've never heard of that before.
Hard to believe that there's still some people out there that want to tell us what we can and can't do with our body.
You know, I completely agree with equal rights for women.
Oh my God. Yes, feminist ally.
Okay, sign me up.
I left campus that day as a proud champion of women in crisis.
Well, hold on. You haven't done anything yet. You signed a form. She said most girls wouldn't call me a hero for this, but I'm not like other girls. I'm old.
How's this for a brilliant insight? Never trust a decision you don't want your mom to know about.
Me when I'm about to get absolutely destroyed by a guy's huge cock while another guy is down my isn't there someone I forgot to check in with? My mom. What if your mom is racist, Libby? But she didn't think about that.
Hi, are you Abby?
I am.
Hi, I'm Summer.
Summer, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So Gabby and Ponytail do a walk and talk where she describes the plan. Don't engage with the protesters, find the people who pull them into the parking lot quickly, and distract them from the screaming. Also, they get, like, ugly little vests.
Here, put this on so everyone knows you're with the clinic.
They could get them cuter little identifiers. Like, what about, like, a shield? It can be all, like, bright and noticeable, but it's still an accessory that's more practical. What if somebody throws something?
We've still got a few minutes before first arrival. The access code is 2229.
I am awful at remembering those.
Oh, it's easy. It spells baby.
Oh, that's easy. It spells anus. It also spells Abby, so you should be able to remember.
Excuse me, Cheryl. This is Abby. She's our newest volunteer escort. Abby, this is Cheryl D'Alessandro, clinic director.
Oh, Miss Calendar, what are you doing here?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
She's from Buffy. She looks amazing. I haven't seen you since Angela's ripped out your lying little Giles heartbreaking throat.
Why do they all think that the women coming in are having abortions?
On Saturdays, we only do abortions.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Here we go, first client.
Hey, princess. Does Daddy know that you're here? Yeah. Oh, here they come. Hi, Twinkies. How you doing?
Hi, Twinkies. How you doing? Okay. I know he's the bad guy, but like...
Hey.
Hi there. Starting to warm up, isn't it? I love the color of your shirt.
Don't patronize me. And this is plaid. It's not a color.
You're still gonna be a baby killer.
All right, look at me and keep walking.
And all this because you couldn't keep your legs closed.
The way the movie shows how misogynistic these people are, but doesn't get that it's also not okay.
And all this because you couldn't keep your legs closed. Keep walking, basic. I'm talking to the baby killer.
Abby.
Keep walking, basic. That goes so hard.
Your turn. We know this is a really hard day for you. Your little baby already has a beating heart.
What you're doing right now doesn't seem like caring to me.
First time and she fails at following the first rule.
Damn it. I got one. I just wish they'd leave these poor women alone.
Elena, turn on the sprinklers.
Okay, I will say, I stand Miss Calendar. I know she's supposed to be evil, but it's a nice, warm, sunny day out, and who doesn't love a little golden shower? That's what I call a rainy day where it's still, like, super sunny. Leave a comment below if you love golden showers, too.
Renee, call the police and report a disturbance.
Okay, but the last time we did that, the cops weren't super thrilled when they showed up and nobody was doing anything illegal.
The number you're trying to remember is 911.
Lesbians are so bad at remembering numbers. It's like the keypad at the door. You just have to remember a simple word instead of the numbers. For instance, 911 spells pig. Gabby has done her shift and she's heading home when Girly from the anti-choice rally shows up.
When my shift was over, I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Hey, I don't think I've seen you here before.
No, it's my first day.
Can you tell me why you're volunteering?
Can you tell me why you're annoying? Can you tell me where you just came from? Were you behind that tree? They don't explain how or why, but even when nobody is there protesting, she's there. She is always on the other side of this fence, no matter what. It's chilling, really.
I don't know if I'm coming back, so I'm just checking it out.
Can I ask your name?
No!
Abby.
Abby, you do know that they perform abortions here, right?
You do know that you come off as annoying, right?
You know, actually, I've had an abortion myself, so I don't have any problem with another woman making the same decision.
Mary Lisa, leave her alone. Abby, get in your car.
Yeah, Marley Lee.
I'm surprised I admitted my having had an abortion to Mary Lisa. I'd never told that to anyone, meaning I probably ought to take a moment to explain.
Wait, is it 2 years prior to now, which is 8 years after she was recruited, or 2 years prior to the 8 years prior, making this a flashback within a flashback and 10 years prior? She recounts that she was a party girl and was dating a man named Mark. He's 10 years older than her and half troll on his father's side. When she found out that she was pregnant, Mark was like, don't worry, I'll help you take care of this. By which I mean, not obviously take care of a future baby, but like, take care of it. Like, in the way the mob says it, like, let's take care of him. Also, when I say help, I do mean that I have no money to help pay, but I will briefly slow down the car outside the clinic so you can tuck and roll. Which, coincidentally, might actually help with your little problem before you can even make it in. Furby details her experience getting her first abortion. It's a hazy, painful experience.
I remember waking up slumped forward. My chair was one in a line. Some were staring at the floor. Some were rocking with their arms wrapped around their bellies. Some were softly crying.
The film itself contests her retelling. Where are the crying girls softly rocking? Did they not read the script? Dobby decides to marry Mark because she's not good at making decisions. We know the relationship is a bad match because nobody came and everyone that is there hates him, including her maid of honor and parents.
Abby, it's not too late to stop this.
I can't do that to my parents.
Abby, your parents would be thrilled.
Smile, Daddy.
I'm trying.
The last straw was a year later on Valentine's Day. Mark decided we'd celebrate by making sandwiches. But later that night, he slipped out of the apartment to be with another woman.
Maybe if you spent more time worshiping those gorgeous little piggies, he wouldn't have needed to get his toes sucked off by somebody else. Did you ever think of that, Abilene? No, because you only think of yourself. She decides to divorce him, but 2 weeks later, she realizes she is once again pregnant.
I didn't want to be connected to this man in any way. And if I were to have his child, I'd be connected to him for the rest of my life.
Not true. We could kill him, cut him up, bury him in the woods. I'll even help.
It's what I live for. To help unfortunate merfolk like yourself. It won't cost much. Just
his feet. I'm sitting alone in my apartment, laughing at my own joke about stealing a dead man's feet. My dad watches these. Everybody say hi to Pops in the comments. She heads on back down to Planned Parenthood to get her next abortion. This time it's RU486, which is also known as the abortion pill. The next day, in preparation for her light bleeding, she climbed onto her light-colored sheets for a light nap. The following scene is her waking up with a different LUT on, crying and throwing up and bleeding chunks all up on that bathroom floor and then shoveling them into the toilet with her cupped hands. I don't know that YouTube is going to let me show that. I'm going to try, but it was both not realistic and not cute.
After 12 hours, I fell asleep on the bathroom floor. It occurred to me that this was the way I was going to die.
It's very interesting that Arby didn't consider, going to a hospital, calling an ambulance. She just lays down and dies like, well, guess that's it for old Elvis. The point here is to show you that no matter what kind of abortion it is, it's violent and terrifying, which not true. She says that she went through 2 months of blood clots and cramps, but decides to go back to Planned Parenthood anyways, and is sent out to volunteer as one of the recruiters that lured her into their disgusting cult of healthcare and sound medical advice.
Well, it's good to have you back. By the way, we have an opportunity I think you might be perfect for.
Really? Are you familiar with Planned Parenthood?
Eventually, this turns into a career for Abby, who becomes a counselor at the clinic. And this causes problems with her anti-choice parents and sexy, rude husband.
In my life. The way I see it, the real issue is viability. At that point, the fetus could live outside the womb.
Viability keeps changing as medical science improves. Are you saying that the measure of what's moral or immoral changes as medical science advances?
Yes, I am saying that. I am saying that as we understand things more clearly and gather more data, that should inform the way we form our ethical framework. What are you saying? Something stupid?
Fair warning, Doug. Dr. Dobson's book, The Strong-Willed Child, was one of the first books I ever bought. I still own it. All right, who's up for dessert? Abby, sweetie, why don't you help me?
Mama is a hater, like straight up. She does not like her daughter. It's almost like it would be better if she didn't have one in the first place. But anyway, they cozy up in the kitchen and talk about how much they love cancer.
You won't believe what happened this week. A woman came in with abdominal pain, and when we examined her, we discovered it was uterine cancer.
That's nice.
Hippie-looking wasps are always the worst. She gets married again, and you know it's a fruitful, God-approved marriage because people showed up and everyone's smiling.
You're not supposed to look happier than I do.
Why not? You got it right this time.
Just 1 second, hold on. Abby!
Oh, there she is again, just gabbing with her gal pals outside the Borscht Clinic.
Hi, Mary Lisa.
You look really nice today.
Well, thank you. I am the new counselor.
And they're besties now, which according to every account from Abby and the people in her life before she wrote the book, is definitely not what she claimed had happened.
Well, I am sure you are going to be the best counselor they have ever had.
Oh, hey, Queen. I recognize one of mine. This movie was in desperate need of a twink.
Friend? Fiance.
Who's fiance?
Fiance.
Oh. Yeah. She makes me come.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. She makes me come here.
Oh, okay, I believe that.
Well, congratulations, you two. I wish you every happiness.
Thanks, Abby.
Bye, Queen. I bet he smells really good. And I mean that as a compliment. Oh boy, Def has a full lineup of sick clones at home. Of her own accord, she decides to pressure women into getting abortions they aren't sure they want.
There's still a part of me that isn't sure.
Nobody wants to have an abortion. But most of the women who sit in that chair already know it just takes a little time to realize it.
Which, like, probably not best practice. Nobody told you to do that, Maybelline.
I don't care what anyone says. I know that I'm doing God's work here.
Pro-lifers are so serious.
Cheryl, those shoes are amazing.
I know, thank you.
Why do right-wing trash films always make the evil characters so forking iconic?
You really fit here.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? I think it's time for you to take the next step. I'd like you to meet me in the POC room in 5 minutes.
What? Is that why I haven't seen a person of color yet? You keep them in a separate room?
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what POC stands for?
People of color.
Pieces of children.
Oh, no, I don't think it does. And I'll be damned if I let another lesbian trick me into embarrassing myself again.
In our facility, the POC room, each fetus had to be carefully reassembled in a petri dish to make sure that none of its parts were missing.
This doesn't happen, like in any surgery. At the table, they make sure they removed everything they were supposed to, but people aren't doing a puzzle putting back together a fetus like it's one of those Lego roses. This scene is legitimately wild. Jenny Calendar, who I can tell from her campfire story lighting is supposed to be Satan, is like, here, take these, go on, touch it.
I want you to see something. Go ahead.
Hi!
Do you know what's happened with every other person who's come in here and seen one of these? The first thing they do?
Yeah, is it gay hands? I bet it's those f***ity little T-Rex hands. That's what I would do.
They cry.
Oh.
But not you. That's how I know you're the one.
The one what? I love that this veered rapidly into a chosen one narrative. In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the babies, the fetuses, and the forces of light. She is the baby killer.
That's how I know you're the one. Very soon I'll be called up to Houston, and someone will need to replace me here. Personally, I'd like it to be you.
I'd be honored.
Good.
They both have super pretty hair. I've actually never seen a photo of Abby, like real Abby. Okay, they definitely have different hair.
Babe, are you sure you're not pregnant?
No, but I'm seeing that vein in your right arm, and I'm thinking maybe let's try again right now.
No, I am not pregnant.
Okay.
She gets a test from work and is like, well, damn, he was right. That stupid, sexy piece of shit was right.
You know, we could take care of that for you if you'd like.
Not all workplaces have bennies like that. It's like how Starbucks lets you take home a pound of coffee. Satan tries to talk Battery into an abortion, but she convinces her that she won't let it interrupt her work too much.
We only have so much time. If you choose to spend it elsewhere, there's less of you for here.
But once this baby's born, I promise I am back on the pill, and maybe this time it will do its job.
There's a scene where Abby takes a friend's daughter in for an abortion and things go really bad.
Listen to what Abby says.
Rob.
I really appreciate you helping us out with this.
But there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Elena! Hey, Elena, get a doctor! Oh my God!
Damn it! Get out of the way! Oh, I need...
The way he throws her across the room like his racist newborn brother wants to suckle her blood.
Suction.
He's perforated the uterus.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call an ambulance.
No ambulance!
We do not do that. We never do that. 911 calls are recorded. And she is not going to remember any of this.
They're just not gonna
We use
remember
a very strong combination of
magic and brainwashing to remove the memories.
very strong combination of medication. Even when we wake her up, she won't remember any of this.
I told her that. See? Everything's under control.
Not according to that vein in your forehead. I can hear your heart pumping through it. Satan tells Abby to go reassure her father, which lying little Abby decides means lie to him.
Hey, Christina's fine, but we had another patient who forgot to mention an allergy to a medication that we use. Oh, yes.
Everything's all right?
She's fine.
So how much longer is she going to be?
I mean, if you want to know if we have, like, time, like, yeah, I think I could get you there.
And later that afternoon, after terminating 38 pregnancies, we spent 2 hours celebrating 9 with cake and flowers and baby gifts.
Abby!
Why are you here? Nobody else is here.
You're expecting.
What gave it away?
When are you due?
Thanksgiving.
Mine too.
Seriously? You're so tiny.
Half-gay babies are so skinny you can't even see it. Me when the water won't run clear.
And a mere 22 hours later.
Abby has a boring little baby named Grace. And her mom is like, now that you have a baby, I assume you're done with your career?
Are you looking forward to being home?
For the next 8 weeks, I am.
Don't you think that child needs you?
It's 2024, Mom. Women can both have and kill babies. Read your internet.
She wants me to be the director of the clinic. What's wrong?
I guess I hope that Grace's birth meant the end of all this. Obviously it doesn't.
Oh, so she's so against abortions, but she just RU-486'd my man's lunch?
She's not leaving.
Wait, how old is your dad? I mean, he's obviously beekeeping age. I don't know. I think it's kind of sweet.
I have to believe that she will.
No, she won't. She's got aspirations.
When she says aspirations, it sounds like a slur. Babby is now running the clinic, and on her first day, God's favorite twink is outside filming the clinic with his nerdy little friend.
Hi. Hi, Abby. I hear you've been promoted.
Yeah.
I heard your Grindr profile is passive-aggressively racist, so unless you want me to read that on a camera for this perv, I get that camera out of my face.
Basic twink.
Is this your camera? I need it gone.
I'm sorry, but we can't do that.
Sure you can. Just take it off the tripod, pack it up, and take it back to your office.
We've been accused of a lot of things.
Is one of them being half-goblin?
We've been accused of a lot of things. Some of them criminal. This camera is our best evidence that what we're doing is peaceful and non-confrontational.
You couldn't keep your legs closed.
Sean, okay? Just angle it away from the fence. That's all I'm asking.
Can't do it. Slavery, segregation, and the Holocaust. And that's exactly what Planned Parenthood does to the unborn.
I will not hear a lecture about killing potential babies from the mouth of a man who has swallowed millions of them. Good day, Mary.
Well, that went well.
I said good day. Finally, she makes a good decision. That twink was begging for a gold show. We get a little compilation of her doing what she calls selling abortions, which again, she never says anyone told her to do.
Part of my job as clinic director was selling abortions, and I was really good at it. You know those guys who try to sell you timeshare? They had nothing on me.
Just keeps pushing people for pretty much no reason.
You've already spent $150 on an ultrasound. If I book you today, I'm authorized to credit that towards the cost of your procedure. And at 10 weeks, the price goes up $100, plus you lose a discount. Choosing to wait is going to cost you an additional $250.
Girl math.
You take credit cards, right? Absolutely. Someday, this place is going to close.
Why are you there? Why is your baby there? Wait, are they ghosts? If Ryan Murphy wrote this, they would be ghosts. That would be Evan Peters, and that would be the brown-haired girl. You know the one. Mouse or whatever. Abby decides to look up her own ultrasound in the files, presumably so she can hold it later and cry dramatically. That's what I do. Why don't men ever grab me from behind like this? This is discrimination against the tall. I guess it's years later now, because that weird baby looks like Renesmee, and she, for some reason, knows what bloody means. I can only assume it's from Bible study or something.
Mommy, you're home.
Oh, hi, baby.
Are you okay? Your shoes are all bloody.
She lies to her and is like, no, baby, that's just noseblood, which is less gross somehow. And Hotsvind is like, are you happy now that you didn't give our daughter unnecessary information? Because I hope that makes you happy.
Proud of yourself?
Nobody ever said abortion was pretty.
I did. And that's why I'm selling these shirts.
And the award goes to Abby Johnson.
Blabby wins Abortioner of the Year and then immediately pisses off the devil, who has called for more abortions. More!
Abby?
Our stated goal is to decrease the number of abortions by reducing the number of unwanted pregnancies. Then why are we being asked to double our abortion count?
Why don't we turn to page 4? Thank you.
Page 4 is like, I don't know, Gabby, why don't you die in a fire?
Abby, frankly, I am shocked at the way you sabotage me in there. Fast food outlets look to break even on the hamburgers they sell. Do you know how they make their money? On the French fries and the soda. Abortion is our fries and soda.
Abortion is our fries and soda. She's so fucking funny, I can't.
Abortion is what pays your salary, your 4 weeks vacation, for all of it. Now, I didn't say anything when you decided to get married, and I said very little when you chose to become a mother.
I let you get married, and I even stopped myself from slipping you abortion pills in your morning French vanilla. But I'll be damned if I let you make me look like I love abortions, which I do. Hottie and Twinkie are out for a romantic little night, ordering the
biggest, wettest, nastiest carnitas chimichanga ever to come out of that kitchen if I have anything to say about it.
It's a filthy way to order food, sir. If I was their server, I'd poison him. Then the movie gets real fucking nasty and uses the death of a real man, George Tiller, as a way to create drama.
Dr. Tiller was shot in the head this morning, performing by his own estimate roughly 60,000 procedures.
Tabby gets called into headquarters by a stern executive-looking woman. In the film, Abby is told that she's being reprimanded for insubordination, basically. But articles have said that actually she was just shit-talking her coworkers over work emails.
I'll need you to sign this acknowledgement that we had this talk, and you are aware of it.
I know this might be hard to believe, but I went back to the clinic the next morning.
That's not hard to believe. You weren't fired. You were written up once in like 10 years. Why wouldn't you go back?
Is that what I think it is?
Afraid so.
What?
Do you mind if we pray over it?
What?
Okay.
What?
You might want to wait. I got another one coming out.
Wheeling out the second clump barrel. What is he doing?
Lord, we commend the souls of these children.
What is he doing?
Whose true names are known only to you.
Stop him.
To your keeping.
Sir, stop
For we know
him.
they are with forever.
He's bringing them back.
For in your word you have promised, if my people...
So the story here is that Abby saw this procedure, the traumatizing one where the baby tried to run away from being aborted, the day after her review. Only the details she gave don't match any of Planned Parenthood's files. No such abortion at 13 weeks was performed on the woman she described getting the procedure. Abby runs directly from work to her gay friend's work, and she says she wants out. They're all super loving and caring and compassionate, you know, like Christians say they are. She says she's gonna quit, and they offer to help her find another job. Now, in reality, at the time, this is what Abby posted on Facebook. All right, here's the deal. I've been doing the work of 2 full-time people for 2 years. Then, after I've been working my whole big butt off for them and prioritizing the company over my own family, my friends, and pretty much everything else in my life, they have the nerve to tell me that my job performance is slipping. What? That is crazy. Anyone that knows me knows how committed I was to that job. They obviously do not value me at all, so I'm out and I feel great about it. She did not bring up anything to do with the scenes we just saw or any ethical dilemmas.
You will never guess where I was today.
He didn't have to guess. He's been putting babies in Sean since before you 2 ever met. Obviously, he knows you were there. The gays talk.
Sean's office?
How could you possibly know that?
You think I don't know that twink stink? Don't underestimate me again, Abatha. She leaves her job, but is racked by guilt.
I have been complicit in over 22,000 abortions. Those women, they came to me looking for help, and I lied to them.
Yeah, we know you did, but you did that. You chose to do that. You seemed like you were having fun doing that. And if Planned Parenthood did anything wrong, it was not keeping creeps like you away from vulnerable women. Everybody else at Planned Parenthood is chill, but actually you should be feeling guilty because you are a terrible person.
What have I done?
You did what you thought was right, baby.
It must be nice to have a man with biceps tell you that the horrible things you did for literally no reason weren't your fault.
Let me tell you what's gonna happen if you go in that door.
She goes back to work, but this time as a girl harassing from the other side of the fence.
Why are you telling me this?
Inside that building, they don't offer solutions. They only offer abortions, and if you go through that door, you will not come out the same person.
Hanging outside your old workplace. Weird behavior. But Jenny comes out and she's pissed. She's like, we are funded by a secret cabal of, I'll let her say it.
Have you ever seen the names of our donors? Soros, Gates, Buffett. That's who we have. No one has ever turned on us like this before. So congratulations. You've managed to make an enemy of one of the most powerful organizations on the planet.
Calling an underfunded and often protested health clinic one of the most powerful organizations on the planet is bonkers. Abby finds out the next day that she's being sued by Planned Parenthood.
Abby, meet Jeff. Jeff, meet Abby.
I wonder how Twinkles knows Jeff. Probably something super platonic. Wearing out that glove like he wore out Sean's hole.
They've got no case.
Planned Parenthood will go to any lengths to destroy someone that they see as a threat.
They will go to any lengths. Once, they even turned on a sprinkler. It was horrible. I can still hear those people screaming. Those children screaming. I've never been able to stop thinking about it since I did it at the behest of no one. It's really funny. Abby was alleged by Planned Parenthood to have taken things from work, to have copied confidential files, and released the names of doctors who worked there to the Coalition for Life.
I just want to go over there and tell those people what is really going on.
We're under a restraining order.
Because they gag us with a court order.
Actually, the restraining order is because you kept coming back to your old work to harass medical patients. Remember how you just did that?
Is it wrong that I just want to go over there and punch her in the face?
Yes, Abby, it's wrong.
So, this is Abby.
It's my job.
Beating women is a husband's job, Abby. We've talked about this. I thought now that you were done with this feminist aspiration shit, you'd have stopped being so close-minded. Abby wins her case and goes on to have 7 more kids, all of whom have unfortunately had to be raised by her. The Planned Parenthood facility in her town closed after former Texas Governor Rick Perry cut state funding for the organization, something Abby and her cult decided to celebrate in the movie by pulling down the sign out front, which is not what you do when a building's ownership changes hands. You just change the sign.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Oh yeah, that's the My Pillow guy, in case you were wondering.
Thousands of babies were lost to abortion inside these walls. Join me in placing a rose of your own as proof that they are not forgotten.
I'll meet you both in heaven.
Imagine turning up in heaven to find those bloody clumps you flushed down the toilet waiting for you at the gate, oh, you thought we were done. Well, I brought a couple of my friends. Gargle, Glumpin, get her. I actually texted Hope to that number and nothing happened. I guess Hope couldn't afford more than a couple years of that number being registered. Maybe she should have saved some of that borscht money. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Boop. Check out the link in the description below. Remember, behind every woman exercising her right to autonomy are two more sinister women with gorgeous hair and aspirations forcing her to do it. Please give this video a like, comment, and share after you subscribe. I don't care if you share it to your Twitter account with one follower. YouTube sees that as a signal that the video is freaking hilarious. Join my Patreon for these videos, ad and sponsor free, as well as the extra videos I've enlisted from my public channel, and bennies like watch parties and getting your name in the credits or hiding an item on my CGI sets. I also have a second channel, Respect the Dead. It's a now weekly video podcast where we pick a person from history and talk shit about them in a way that'll make you realize the bullying is fine if you're only bullying dust. While the credits roll, here's a little preview of this week's episode, available right now. Okay, love you, bye!
Make me feel for him before he betrays me. Like I love speaking of the Greeks, I love like a great Grecian tragedy. Like I like to see a fall from grace.
Speaking of the Greeks, I love like a great salad.
I love speaking of the Greeks, I love a great beach vacation. I love a good column. Oh my god, and you love a yogurt.
I do. Oh my god. Okay, we're kind of Greeking
We're kind
out.
of Greek.
I'm
Not us Greeking out.
I'm a total Greek for yogurt. I'm a fucking Greek for columns.
Things that we Greek out over. Columns, thick yogurt, getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beach vacations.